first to you. There's a lot of finger pointing over who let this child down, whether it was the government, whether it was Miles' family. Where was Miles' mother? I mean, she told reporters that she had weekly visitation rights. How did she not know what was going on with her own son?
Well, I mean, she lost total communication with regards to the father. He had stopped communicating. They had visitation once a week. Or every other week, I should say, for that matter. So, what I want to be very clear about is whatnot. She's not the person that killed Miles. She is a mother. She's an innocent victim in this situation who just had some serious issues in the past that she was working herself through to put herself in a better position to get better access to her kid.
Mel, the boy's father, Oki Wade, reportedly has a rap sheet with at least 13 arrests. Do you blame the government for placing this child with a father who may have been an unfit, not may have been an unfit parent, apparently was an unfit parent?
It was reported that we were blaming.
This is for Mel. This is for Mel.
I'm sorry.
Well, so first of all, I don't really blame the government for what happened. There's one person that's responsible for this. It's the monster that killed this poor little boy. But Don, I do pause for a second and say to myself, what judge, what administrator, what government official decides in that capacity when they're reviewing a case, okay, we're going to put him with the guy with 13 arrests. I mean, family has come out of the woodwork now that this young soul is lost. Where were they through the entire process? I blame people in this order. I blame the monster that killed him, Don, first and foremost. Then I blame the father for dropping his kid off with somebody that he's only known for about a month. Then I blame the extended family for not knowing and checking in on where this kid was all through the holidays.
And the mother?
It wasn't a caregiver. It was the mother. Look, the state had already determined that she was not in a place in her life, Don, to have primary custody. So I don't actually chalk her up with having the capacity, Don, to be responsible enough, because the state already said she wasn't.
Right, and supposedly they were supposed to put the child in the care of someone who was responsible. Tony, the question a lot of people asked when we said, when we checked with investigators and authorities yesterday, they said the body had not been claimed. Why did it take a week for the family to claim the child's body?
Well, one, there's a process, keeping in mind that there's no insurance on the child, so that had to be identified with. Culminate that with the thought process that, there's paperwork that has to be done. We actually came in with a team. We've had the attorneys ready to help and give her guidance on this process. We also came in with a funeral director who's worked with us on a number of other cases dealing with shootings in our very own communities, who we knew that we can trust that would do right by this family financially. And so we were prepared to do that. It was just a matter of the paperwork at the ME's office.
Okay. So, Mel, Arizona's Governor Jan Brewer dissolving the state's Child Protective Services Agency after revelations that the agency failed to investigate 6,500 reports of abuse and neglect. I mean, and listen, this happens across the country. I don't know if there are 6,500 cases, but in each state. I mean, is this the right move?
Don, one of the things that I really liked about what the governor's doing is she's making this a cabinet-level position. When I think about our country, when I think about a state, our greatest natural resource is actually future generations. And so I think it's hugely appropriate and very empowering that she's going to make this a cabinet-level position. I also think, if you've got a Child Services Association, Don, that can't handle 6,500 cases or allegations of abuse, the foundation's broken. When you have a house with a foundation that doesn't work, you raise it and you build something new. And so I admire what she's doing.